defense, trying to keep atop the NFL. Ryan Clark, former defensive back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, on how the Browns defense can learn from that playoff loss to the Texans last year.
I think it's something they'll get more of offensively from other teams. Go back to that game. There was a ton of motion. There was also a lot of condensed splits, right? There were play action passes, deep crossers, and posts. They were trying to run away from leverage. They wanted to make sure they could know exactly where the defenders were and run away from that and allow C.J. Stroud to put the football wherever he needed to. I believe they'll see more of that. There was so much man. I believe that Jim Schwartz is going to have to be a little counterintuitive and play some zone, allow them to see the football, have some fire zone where we're playing more matchup than man every snap. That way teams won't be able to pinpoint exactly what you're in and use it against you.
Let's welcome in G. Bush from 92.3 The Fan, the Barbershop, as well as the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. G. Bush, I think Jim Schwartz referred to that earlier in camp as the changeup. They're going to find some changeups, and that kind of is talking a little bit about what Ryan Clark was talking about there.
Got to have an off-speed pitch. In comparison to baseball, it's nice that you throw 98, 99 miles an hour, but if it's straight, guys get a scout report on you. Guys are going to put that in play, and guys are going to hit you hard. Got to have something to keep guys off, off target, off schedule. And the thing that I saw with Ryan Clark, and he is correct with this, one of the things that the Browns struggle with defensively, and I've homed in on that, and I went back and watched, pretty much all these games over multiple times. And the things that you look at it that really hurt them in the Rams game was, the jet motions, the really quick motion, then snap the ball and throw it to the wide open guy. There is games against the Denver Broncos. We had some of that issues with the Broncos and the motion plays, and obviously with the Texans. And so some of the times that when you're in man coverage and you guys are running around back and forth trying to figure out, is this guy in motion, and then they snap the ball and guys are wide open. That's part of the game right now. But right now, people are manufacturing easy yards on that play just because you're in man coverage. The wrinkle is, hey, let's run some zone. Let's run some cover three. Let's run some things that we can disguise and come out in man, but then shift to cover three. Here's the issue. Joe Woods was a guy who played a ton of cover three, right? And we talked about Joe Woods and his scheme and how he was to get victimized. The Cleveland Browns just don't play zone very well. When you look at it back in the day, you still had a lot of those guys on the team, whether it was Greg Newsome, whether it was Denzel Ward, those guys. There's a lot of times where you're looking around and guys are saying, who do I have? Or whose man was that? Was that your guy, John Johnson? That type of stuff can't happen when you're in zone. And I think, yes, one of the main wrinkles was last year, one of the main things was, hey, let's get our corners playing fast. Let's get our safeties playing fast. Let's make sure we can identify who we got coming out of the huddle and play fast and lean on your athletic ability. But if you're going to be able to beat some of the good teams with the good quarterbacks, they're going to play those mind games out there. You're going to need other things that you can lean on, and you need to be able to play some zone without giving up, huge plays for touchdowns because you don't know who you're guarding. So I think that's an area of opportunity for the Jim Schwartz defense. I think it's an area of opportunity for the secondary in general, and I think that's the next evolutionary step of this defense.